Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on a Monday. I wanted to talk again about the food supply chain, and I believe it's going through a perfect storm of a lot of little issues. A good friend of mine sent me an article that did a good job of really explaining a little bit about what's behind some of this stuff, or a lot of it. I know it's a very complex issue. There are many reasons and many moving parts to this issue, but we're starting to see it, a lot more. Before I get to that, I know this afternoon I took part in a live stream. I popped on to Vancity Prepper's live stream this afternoon. We had a good time, talked about a variety of things. There were some other channels present as well, and people were there. And I will I will put a link to their channel in the description of this video. I know she comments a lot on these videos, on my videos as well. So y'all probably seen her in the comment section. But Vancity Prepper, they are located they have a location in Vancouver and British Columbia, Canada as well. They talk about a variety of subjects and topics. So had a good time there. Okay, food supply chain, it's blowing up. It's a perfect storm. The media is starting to notice the empty shelves, as we've mentioned before, and more of them are starting to notice it and talk about it. And it's got to be getting worse when the mainstream, ABC, the alphabet channels are doing this. So that's my dog back there making noise. Hey, Ella, knock it off. All right. Where was I? So yeah, so the media is starting to notice, and it's getting to the point. If it's getting to the point where they notice it, it's getting bad. But so the severity of unavailable products is expanding, definitely. Now, I went to the store. I went to Kroger's, the big one here where I live, in my small town, fairly small town. And I went today, I went this afternoon, and I noticed I've never seen, now, granted, we had a little bit of snow yesterday, but I've never seen the shortages that deep, especially in the meat department. The beef, there was none. There were maybe one or two large packages of ground beef, but nothing else. Very little chicken, very little. I've never seen it that empty. And then how they have the counter where you have the fresh, the more lean, whatever, the meat and seafood little counter, completely empty. There was nothing there. It looked like it was closed. This was like 2 in the afternoon. Okay. So as far as other things, I noticed a lot of, they were really low on TP, other paper products, canned meat, juices, box juices, a lot of processed pasta, a lot of box processed type food, very low, lower than I've seen it ever before. So, okay. This article, I'll put a link in the description, but it talks about how the media is starting to notice it, pick up on it as well. And the main areas that we're seeing the shortages are manufactured food and heavily processed products, of course. But I'll just read a couple of things from it. But it says, this is interesting. So the raw material shortage inside the retail manufacturing supply chain path, combined with increased demand on the manufactured sectors, is the direct cause of manufactured food shortage. Okay, for example, a high demand for citric acid means complex foods that use citrus flavorings, like sports drinks, are in short supply. So chase that backward, and you see the shortages in citrus and higher citrus costs. Each seemingly small issue creates another small issue, which creates another small issue, which ultimately pokes holes in the supply. Poke enough holes in enough small categories, from manufactured condiments to manufactured drinks, to manufactured cereals, pastas, grains, soups, pet foods, and complex food processing systems overall begins to show the larger problem. It's a system collapse by 1,000 paper cuts. I thought that was a good way to describe it. A system collapse by 1,000 paper cuts. Dang, it is. I mean, but it goes on to say, well, people might say, well, we don't need to eat processed foods. Yeah, you need to eat more fresh foods, definitely. But without full service fresh prepared food delivery and operating normally, like restaurants, hotels, cafeterias, lunchrooms, food trucks, there isn't enough fresh food in the United States retail distribution system to feed 350 million people. That's a good point. We simply need processed and manufactured foods. Additionally, many of these foodstuffs are additives, what people call fresh food preparation. So if you want salt, pepper, olive oil, butter, tomato paste, pasta, I mentioned that a while ago, flour, you need processed and manufactured food. That's our society now. So it did make a good point about grocery stores. It says the smaller grocery outlets with closer connections to the field are the better. The closer the grocer is to the farmer, the less fragile they are in this shortage chain. So probably gonna pay a little extra, So it says as far as supermarkets are concerned, the total operational excellence comes into play now. So top shelf field to fork operations like Hannaford, HEB, Publix, Wegmans will fare better than, say, Kroger, Ahold, I'm not sure what that is, Giant Eagle, Albertsons, ShopRite, Meijer, Safeway, Winn-Dixie. You can see how the former group rely more on fresh product supply chain relationships, and the latter group are weighted heavily toward low price, highly manufactured. So I thought that was a very interesting kind of viewpoint on it. Like I said, it's a complex issue, but what are you seeing around you? Let us know what you're seeing in your area, in your general area. You don't have to get specific, but let us know that. But other than that, I mean, as far as they made a point of trying to buy from smaller grocers who are connected more to the field. I mean, we talked about this before, but try to grow your own as much as possible. Before you know it, we're going to be in the spring. Consider a herb garden. Buy local as you can, closest to the farm, farms that you can. Now's the time to plan your garden if you plan on expanding it or even doing a new one or even just a small one. Just get started on it. I know a few years ago when we started on here on this property, it was tiny. We've more than doubled it. So now's a good time to plan that. Get your supplies, your soil, work on your compost. You need to put together your raised beds. Plant. Decide where you want to plant what. Now's a good time to do that. That way, here before you know it, you can go ahead and just start planting it. So. Just some suggestions there. Let us know what you're doing on that end. I would appreciate it. Other than that, keep on topping your preps. Keep stacking Jesus. Keep praying. He is our only hope in the end, isn't he? So keep doing that and keep praying for sure. Take care out there. Share what you're seeing, all your experiences, and God bless you. I will see you soon.